Are you ready?
Ah, set the mood.
We gonna keep rocking, you know what I'm saying? We gonna keep making music and keep creating.
Yeah, Big Dirty's the best thing in the world. This is the best thing ever.
What's up, Brody?
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's up?
All right.
Livermore, you ready for Nicofasho?
Livermore, California. We now take you down to the depths of the funk with the funky finesse himself, Nicofasho. We advise you, get up off your stinky ass and
I always was into hip hop, always into funk music, oldies, R&B.
I mean, that's what he does. It comes out of him naturally. So it's like his flow is just there, like immediately. So
What stood out for me when I first seen Nico was his energy. You know what I'm saying? His energy, his positivity. It's infectious. It's you know, he's got an aura about himself. He carries himself with a lot of pride and respect and dignity, and that's honorable and dope to be around.
Nico's stupid talented. He's really gifted with rapping. He has a way of words. He has a natural ability to find clever meanings and clever ways to put things together and dope punchlines and shit.
Dirties was like, dude, you gotta meet this guy because he says he loves the old school hip hop just like you, but he also said it's his second favorite genre, second to funk. And I was like, are you for real right now? And he's like, yeah, dude, like you gotta meet him.
Learned about how to do it, did it once, and I just got addicted from there, and I just could never stop after that. Took my breaks and everything, but I could never stop. So I've just been, since I was 17 years old, just been recording on and off, and say like the past 3 or 4 years, I've really been on top of it, and that's where we're at now.
Dreams and schemes with themes of getting green. We in it for the love, but it ain't what it seemed when the game is lame and fixed. I throw fists till I'm reminded it's all about the spit. Said dreams and schemes with themes of getting green. We in it for the love, but it ain't what it seemed when the game is lame and fixed. I throw fists till I'm reminded it's all about the spits.
Track 1, Dreams, it worked the way a lot of our songs work. I found a sample on YouTube. I think his name's Andre Navarro, and he just plays a bunch of rare shit. And he's always uploading like every day. And that song that we sampled Dreams for happened to be one of those.
Sometimes me and Nico have sessions where we just focus on beat making, and we make a bunch of beats, and we just, vibe and shit. And I think that was one of those sessions.
Since it's dirty, I thought this might be cool. I showed up to the studio maybe the next day, and he was beginning to work on it when I showed up.
It was already done with 2 Nico verses and everything.
By the time he was done with the beat, I was done writing, and it was just like, all right, let's go. I got the homie Hvze on after. I knew he rapped and I knew he was dope, so I hit him up and asked him if he would want to get on it.
Yeah, we ended up getting that feature from him. It was really cool. But we thought it would be cool to, like, when people go listen to it on the album, they'll be like, oh shit, there's a different guy on there and it's dope. Like, he came correct. It's a dope ass verse too, so.
I started writing, and that song's a little bit darker. I was going through a lot at the time, and Kyle added the keys later on.
It might be my favorite, but I don't know. There's a bunch of really good tracks on there, so. And it's still funky, and it's still 100% fire, but it's a different side he's shining a bright light on. That's what I love about Dreams. It's like the first time I heard that kind of thing from him.
And that's what happened.
Dreams and schemes with themes of getting green. We in it for the love, but it ain't what it seemed when the game is lame and fixed. I throw fists till I'm reminded it's all about the spit. Said dreams and schemes with themes of getting green. We in it for the love, but it ain't what it seemed when the game is lame and fixed. I throw fists till I'm reminded it's all about the spits.
What makes Dirty Bizzness different than any other album, including any other ones that we make, is it's purposely made to have a wide soundscape. So you have your boom bap, you have darker beats, you have lighter beats, you have funk, you have some more modern beats, and it's kind of just me and Dirty showing that we're not one-trick ponies and that we can do multiple sounds and multiple things, and that's the main theme of this album.
On Dirty Bizzness, Nico and Dirty's, you know, slapping instant classic album, man. If you're not playing that right now, you know, you're slacking. It's a piece of Nico, there's a piece of everybody on there, you know. You get a whole lot of Dirty, his abilities, what he's all about. You need to go cop that and play that, you know what I'm saying? Dirty Bizzness.
I mean, this is a collection. We probably recorded 40, 50 songs, you know? Like, it's like we only picked the best songs to represent our best foot forward. These songs, they're all dope in their own way. Like, we try to let the song guide what we need for. We'll be like, okay, maybe we should put like more layers of singing on this part, or maybe we should put guitar or whatever. So we're like sourcing other people, getting funk players, getting keyboardists, all kinds of dope shit, and just whatever the beat calls for. DJ, of course, Fugwel blessed the scratches on the album. Amazing work from Fugwel. It was great having him here too. Just one afternoon he came over and I was like, dude, let's just spice up all these songs. Like, and I just played a bunch of songs and he was like, okay. He just was freestyling over all of them, and I kind of cut and rearranged what we needed out of it and ended up with a lot of cool spice to the songs. Like, you know, we have like different intros that grab your ear right when it starts and shit, or different outros and cool. Like, yeah, it's Fugwel's blessed too, and he's an amazing, talented person, man.
To me, I think it's like God speaking through us. Like, no, don't click the fader there, do it here, you know, just a little subtle hint, you know, just like a little mistake, just a different variation on something that we already know. And that's like, oh, and then once you hear that, you're like, I made that sound by accident? No, that was a gift. That was a gift from God to help me do better. Yeah, kind of weird.
Track 2, Time. That was a song. It was a beat that got sent to me from Dirty. It was called Reasons when he sent me the beat. Him and Cheffy made it together.
Take and try and listen to a young nigga full of symptoms from a world full of grinches that got hatred in the world. Take and try and listen to a young nigga full of symptoms from a world full of grinches that got hatred in the world. Take and try and listen to a young nigga full of symptoms from a world full of grinches that got hatred in the world. Cause they got issues, so they take it out on you cause they don't know what in the world's do.
Cheffy made the melody and I made the beat, and then we showed Nico, and Nico was liking it a lot, and then Cheffy was like, I'll get on it with you if you want.
And I always wanted to get on that track, so I asked Cheffy, like, hey, can we get on that one you and Dirty made together? He was like, yeah, let's do it.
It really fit the beat really well. Like, it's just really just introspective, like deep type boom bap type vibe to it. It was dope.
And I showed up drunk, and so that's why when my first line is feeling liquor sick, chilling like E40 man with my clique, like I was really just on some drunk shit for that song. But Cheffy was definitely more in his pocket as far as inspiration and more inspired, and Cheffy really added a depth to the song that I wasn't able to do, but it provided a cool contrast that I was kind of like the wino opening it up, and then Cheffy came through and kind of would almost explain why somebody's drunk, like why somebody would turn to drinking to be kind of a little more mindless. And then we got Fugwel on there after the fact. He went over to Dirty's and he scratched on it.
And that was actually my birthday. Shout out Nicofasho for having a birthday party for me. He didn't even know it. Yeah, that was hella cool because everyone there was just doing music stuff and we were producing sounds, and I brought a portable turntable. So I was just like scratching whatever I could on that thing. And shout out Coldhouse Productions, by the way. Kyle in the motherfucking house showed me some keyboard skills that just blew my mind, and like, yeah, and then I was playing beats. And I was like, Nico, come on, like, do a freestyle. What do you got? What do you got on the freestyle? You know, he just kept like trying to get him to give more.
Fugwel, we met him shooting a video with Freedom Vice in our neighborhood, and he just happened to live in our neighborhood and walk by.
And they were both, you know, building like a set, like this giant graffiti wall. It's beautiful. Shout out Fernando for that graffiti, because that was beautiful. And so I couldn't help but notice, and I was with my kid. So I was like, hey, I do hip hop. I want my kid to see what hip hop is about, what it's like to just live the dream that you want, you know? So I took him over there and we were just observing, and then, you know, Nico and Freedom Vice were super nice, so just hung out.
We talked, one thing led to another. We found out he was a DJ, and we started working together, and dude's a genius, dude's a savant. So like it was just as simple as just living more shit, just neighborhood shit. Like, you can do this, you can do this, you can do that. Let's put it all together and see what happens.
Hoodwink 4 and 5, Gem Cutter Records, representative, CEO, label owner, on part, Poppy Bar's not here, repping, putting on for Big Dirty Productions in the 925 Livermore, hometown of Nicofasho.
That's actually the first song I made with Hoodwink too, and me and Hoodwink's connection is crazy too, because we knew each other through Instagram for a while before we ever met.
Nico was doing like a little show out in the city, Daly City, Sheesh Records, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Jarvis Code Drip, you know what I'm saying?
He introduced himself by his actual first name, and we were sitting there chopping up for like a half hour.
Like this flow, like this vibe. Went out, seen the show, he rocked it, killed it. You know, and Dirty was over there shooting. So,
and then I was like, all right, well, you know, let me follow you, man. Like, what's your page name? And he's like, Hoodwink. And then I was like, oh, you're Hoodwink? I always remember that. I was like, oh, you're Hoodwink. And then he's like, yeah, I'm Hoodwink. I was like, oh shit, bro, like, I know you. I didn't realize it, because he didn't post a lot of pictures of his face and shit.
Just tapped in with Nico right then and there when he was done with his set. What's up, bro? I'm Hoodwink. Feel your vibe, feel your music. He was like, oh yeah, this is my producer and my shooter, Dirty, right there. We all linked right there through the IG, through online, and tapped in that way. That's how I first met him, was just live in the flesh.
And then, so yeah, all three of us just got in there together, and Dirty had already sent the beat, and we all just did what we did on it. Hoodwink's hooks are crazy, and he has that great baritone voice, the great low voice.
He's got a really dope voice for hooks, man. He's kind of like he's like the local Nate Dogg that we have access to and shit, you know what I mean? But it's cool, man. So I think he's really harnessing that ability to get those hooks out, you know? That's one of those times you can hear it in that song. He shines on that song, dude. He's got a really dope, deep voice, and it comes out in the hook.
After, like I said, we had tapped in the first time, heard the beat, instantly vibed with it, Dirty slapping on it, came up with a little hook that tried to tie in just the vibe of us being together and linking up and the homies and what we're all trying to drive to and aspire to, you know what I'm saying, and believe ourselves to be, manifest these positive things in our lives. So I know Nico was going to murder the beat, you know what I'm saying, and I didn't know actually Nate was going to spit on it, but he came through and he did his thing, you know what I'm saying, he did his thing, laced that second verse.
And yeah, we just knocked it out like anything else, yeah. And shout out to the Nate the Great too.
The first session I had with Studio, Nico was here, so it kind of just, we made a song like instantly. It was pretty cool. So yeah, that's the homie. They both are. Hoodwink is hella cool too.
The thing about Nate that really impressed me is he came in, he spit it once, and that was it. He didn't have to punch it all. He just came in, did one take, was done. And every time I've seen him in the studio, he does that. So that kid's got a lot of talent, and I'm excited to see what he does in the future as well.
To be honest with you, I was mad excited. You know, I met Nico, and he invited me to the studio, and he introduced me to Big Dirty. But I didn't really know what to expect, you know. But as soon as I got here, I can tell that it's just hard work, and I can tell that he fucks with the music in all aspects, you know. And as you can see, he's doing all types of things, you know. So a lot of respect, and I'm just excited because there's more to come, you know, from all of us, I'm sure. But yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
I rep my coast and get it poppin', you'll see. I got a way to turn a dollar to G's, got these little hoes following me. But with my folks is where I'll probably be. Yeah. Cause you know they keep it solid with me. Yeah, I know they keep it solid with me.
Yeah. Lately, I've been feeling like Rick James. Walk in the room telling bitches my name. Off a half-baked the shroom, still no glitch in my game. From the womb to the tomb, I'm remaining the same. They say pressure make diamonds, that's why I'm shining. Finding silver lining in hectic climates. Sprinkle tahini in my gin and tonic. The flow so mean and it's quite ironic. I'm nice on the mic, shake the dice cause life is a gamble. Ballin' like Julius Randle. Go hard in the pain, I'm a shark in the tank. Rockin' Lacoste like that man Frank Saint. This shit bank a little more than slap. Take me to the days I used to shoulder tap with a sound that go round like a cul-de-sac. Yeah, my folks only thing I love more than rap.
I rep my coast and get it poppin', you'll see. I got a way to turn a dollar to G's, got these little hoes following me. But with my folks is where I'll probably be. Cause you know they keep it solid with me. Yeah, I know they keep it solid with me.
Bitch, boy. Yeah, last time I checked, nobody checked me in my section. They like, Nate, why the hell was you so aggressive? Yeah. Been through hell and back, boy, I'd rather just not address it. That shit made me who I am. On my mistakes, they taught me lessons. Now I'm booking sessions at the studio, and baddies I'm addressing, they always come back for more. We at the side show, going crazy in San Ho, but fuck the 5-0, stupid pigs, they let us go.
Yeah. Drunk eyes closed and I'm twisting my beard. Casamigos reposado and I chase it with beer. LA to the Bay, stack up Frito-Lay. Mash all damn day, treat the bag like prey. Yeah, sweet baby Jesus and the grown one too. Hoodwink, you made this, is a big slab fool.
Yeah, the second song I'm featured on, Oh Shit. Yeah, that's a little beat I kind of slapped together. Dirty mixed it, mastered it, put it together, you know what I'm saying? Got all my levels cool. But yeah, that's a little beat that I put together because I also write and produce.
Hoodwink had a beat that he made that Dirty liked, and I know they both collaborated on it. I still don't know all the details.
So Hoodwink made the beat, came over, I remixed it, and then we ended up with that beat. Nico came over, we played it for Nico, and Nico was feeling it and was like, yo, let's make that song. And Hoodwink's like, I got a hook for it, and recorded the hook. Hoodwink's idea to get Hvze on it because he saw me make videos with Hvze, and he was like, I want to get that dude on the song.
So as a producer for Gem Cutter Records, you know what I'm saying? I kind of want to get my sound and my vibe out there. So yeah, slid the idea to Dirty. He was feeling it.
He came through. He brought Casamigos Reposado, and that's why I say in my first line, drunk eyes closed and I'm twisting my beard. Because I was literally there drunk with my eyes closed, twisting my beard, and Dirty made a comment like, oh, you know, Nico's up to something because his eyes are closed and he's twisting his beard, because that's kind of something I do when I'm in my zone. Hoodwink came through, spit it. That shit was raw. Hoodwink always does a great job, and once again killed it on the hook. We sent it over to Hvze. Hvze knocked it out the park and just kind of put those finishing touches, a little woo-wop on it.
Came up with that hook on the way to shooting the Options video. Go play Options video out on YouTube right now. You know what I'm saying? That's a big Dirty feature. We all went down to LA to shoot the video for my song Options. And kind of going down there and playing this beat down there, I already kind of anticipated trying to maybe get in touch and get in link with Hvze down there, you know what I'm saying? From SoCal, shout out homie Hvze.
The first time I met Hvze, and it'll always be respect, we went to an after party, and everybody was freestyle battling, and I didn't know who Hvze was. I didn't know who he was. I just like saw him as this guy who was rapping. But everybody was like trying to battle, and he was just like bodying fucking everybody, and it was just like he never ran out of things to say. He was witty. He was long-winded. He just had everything everything about him impressed me, and everything about his delivery impressed me. I didn't know he was an artist at the time. I thought he was just like a dope ass rapper who freestyled. And then when I found out he actually recorded and stuff, I knew eventually we had to get on something together. Of course, my style's a little bit different. I'm a little more old school, a little more simplistic with my rhymes. But like, I fuck with the shit, and I just feel like, you know, it's not too far gone from each other to do it together. Like, it just creates that contrast that album kind of characterizes.
And Hvze was feeling it too. Hvze was like, I'm down. Had the song back to us in like 5-6 days. Like, he recorded it super quick. It was cool. And
it ended up becoming what it was. And yeah, oh shit, I like that song a lot.
I didn't know if it was gonna go on Nico's album or do anything really, but I'm so glad it did, because it's got a funky sound to it. It ties more homies in together, you know what I'm saying? And again, I think another standout track on the album that's just got a little pop and flavor to it. Had a lot of fun doing it, have a lot of fun singing it and performing it. So it's a banger to me, you know?
Nibbling on shroomies, feeling like a goonie. Never saying die in the pain like loony. Fully on the beat, keep mobbing. Time waits for no man, my head bobbing.
Another situation, I was listening to oldies on YouTube, found one I liked, sent it to Dirty.
There's a little bit of piano key work in the background from Kyle. Coldhouse played a little bit of keys on that.
Give it up for Coldhouse on the keys one time.
Like, with that beat, he flipped the sample. I think he might have already had it started when I came in. He was like, oh, could you get something on here really quick?
So I was like, well, check this one out, because I like this one. He listened, he's like, oh, I could really fuck with this. Start making the beat. As he's making the beat, I'm writing. So it's like probably a 20-minute process of Dirty making the beat. By the time he's done, I'm finishing up writing, and it's like, all right, let's go. Don't think about it too much.
I'm really excited. I haven't really done a lot of gigs. I mostly do jazz gigs. It's just exciting that this is happening and I can be a part of it.
We did it all right here together, and then I dropped in a Luis's Fish and Chips line about that one, which I'm proud of. A little more shit.
When I met Nico, I had a different idea of what Nico's sound would be, because I made a lot of older boom bap type beats, and I liked a lot of those Rakim and older like boom bap type shit. Like, but Nico really was set on the funk. You know, when I met him, he had a clear idea. This is what I want. I want funky songs. I want to make a funk project. And the stuff he was releasing was pretty funky, you know. But then, like, he still wanted to like entertain my ideas too. So we made a series of a few different boom bap songs, and this was one of them. You know, and I really liked those songs, dude. I really liked them. You know, I was like, this is interesting and dope. Like, it's different than the stuff he's dropping now. His stuff is now more happy and feel good and stuff. But it's cool that those boom bap songs kind of grew on him, and he was able to release some of them. And it's dope because some of his more serious songs are a hit for me, dude. Like, you know. And
and that one's cool. I like that one a lot. It's more of a boom bap, got the soulful touch to it. And that was one of those real quick ones where we didn't have to speak too much. It was just the process, and then before you knew it, it was over.
Damn, Dirty again with the slapper, huh? Okay. A quick little shum, you know? It was a hot night in August, dry as hell. As a fly young artist, I said to myself, I need a beat that put me in a mood, like chilling by the beach while the waves just soothe my soul. So you know I had to hit Big Dirty. Headed to the lab at about 3:30. Right on time. On YouTube looking for a sample. Hiroshi Sato set the example.
Yeah, this was one of the earlier ones we made. Like, you know.
I knew that I wanted to, I kept telling Dirty I want to make like a Japanese city pop sample song. Japanese city pop is like Japanese 80s funk, basically. So I had a playlist of songs that I liked. We played Hiroshi Sato, Say Goodbye, and Dirty was like, okay, like I could do something with this.
We're trying to think of what it should be called, and I was like, call it Summer Breeze. Ended up naming it Summer Breezin'. The name fit the vibe of the sound, like, you know, like it was like, it's just just one of those songs you could just cruise to, you know. easy listening, just smoke a blunt and cruise type song, you know?
Threw it in Edison NFL studio, and while he was doing it, like, I think I was just in the mood that day, or the way I wrote it was the same way as the other ones, where it was like while he was making the beat, like I literally was writing about what was happening during the making of the beat. And if you listen to the first verse, that's just me literally like saying like what the process was of us making the song. And then the second verse is just me like talking some shit, just me trying to say some slick shit. But yeah, I like that song a lot. I like that song a lot too. Hot night in August, dry as hell. And I did that to contrast to Mac Drake. Hot night in August, humid, because it was a dry ass day. So I was like, it was a hot night in August, dry as hell. Like, I don't even know if people catch that, but that's where I was going at. I reference a lot of Mac Drake stuff because that's my favorite rapper along with Too Short. So, and then I'll take it my own little direction. But yeah, I like that one a lot.
Are you cheesing?
I'm in my zone, man. Anything goes when it comes to being breezy ain't easy. Nope.
Yeah, Jack Move, the name of the song is Jack Move because we sampled a song from a modern soul group called the Jack Moves. I saw them once at a Lowrider show in San Jose in 2015, really liked their stuff, started following them, and I figured me and Dirty could try to maybe possibly sample something modern, but like with a little more soulful touch.
He was playing with the delivery a little more than you knew normally would, and it's fun. It's like
the thing about the process that I recorded it in is that song could easily be called Fat Mike type beat.
I think having Mike around influenced the way that one came out a little bit, because Nico didn't go with the same typical delivery he always does. He switched it. It went a little more modern in some parts. And that's one of those ones where he was more playful with the flow and how he did it. I'm glad it made it on, bro, because that's a solid one. I really like that one, bro. That's a hitter.
When I first started recording with Fat Mike, I was super into writing, super into having everything planned out before I said a word. And Fat Mike challenged me when we were in the studio recording our first song together to not look at my phone and to not write anything, just go there and say what I felt, and then listen back to it and say one more thing. And then I learned a lot from Fat Mike during that process, and I applied it to that song. So it was just me kind of going line for line for the most part, punching it in and just saying the first little slick thing that I could think of and trying not to think about it too much, and just boom boom. So I'm talking a little more shit on that one than usual. I'm talking a little more reckless. Like that one might offend a few more people than a lot of my other songs will, but it was just part of that process of me just saying whatever I was thinking at that moment.
Livermore is really going to be cracking with local talent. Like, if we really, actually, people care enough to really make the scene happen, you got to make the foundation happen so we can support each other. And then we're bringing people like, or Dirty. People are coming from other cities to Livermore to come record and make music here. That's really amazing.
It's cool. It's a blessing to have a group of people that are just goal focused and keep consistently coming back to me and messing with what I'm doing, and it's cool. I've been able to create a whole overall like artist development with what I'm doing with my whole movement. It's been fucking a natural, steady progression. You know, I mean, just keep it pure and keep a good attitude when I'm in the studio or when I'm around people, and just let that translate over to the music well. You know.
That kind of vibe on top of the cool, funky, positive music he's putting out, you know what I'm saying? It's all got a spin to it. Big Dirty, make sure that shit slaps every time. You know, the vibe just want to be around and kick it with. They were just luckily happen to be just dope ass dudes, you know, along with being music. We're doing music, so just linked up that way, you know what I'm saying? When I first really seen him, that's what stood out to me was always his craft, his work. He's got the catalog. He's already put in the time, put in the energy. You know, it's impressive to me as a student, like I said, in the game, and, you know, kind of watching from the sidelines, now doing it, I respect the drive and the hustle, so, you know, that's why I fuck with him.
Like, he mixes it in like so fast, like, holy crap. How did he do it? How did he do it so quick? That's like a weird thing. It's like, man, Big Dirty's got a gift. It's like, wow. So we were just messing around, literally just vibing it out and seeing what we could do.
Dirty's a very special person and a very special engineer and a very special producer and a very special videographer, and who will not accept anything less than 100% out of himself, and he will do his absolute best to make sure you give 100% as well. And me as somebody who identifies as a worker, a hard worker, both just workhorses. And the fact that he can be respectful towards me, he can be open to whatever I have to say and whatever I want to try to do, and he can make it happen in the snap of a finger. It made absolute sense. And then on top of that, he's a very good homie, and he's a very good older homie and OG, and he's just always, I've never doubted the fact that Dirty had my best interests in mind, and I never doubted the fact that, the relationship that I perceived us to have was anything but that. So when you have that much trust in the person, it's easy to continue to work together.
And it's cool, like the community we have, it's just getting bigger and bigger, and everybody's solid, and it's just like, if we need a fucking photographer, I got an amazing photographer. A singer, I got a few different singers we could choose from, female or male. Graphic design, videos, we got it all. It's crazy, and everybody's cool, and down to work, and really humble. Like, it's just like, man. The features on this album too are great too. We got a lot of good rappers. Hoodwink killed it. Of course, Nate the Great killed it. Dope ass features, dude. Everybody came correct. That's all I can say.